Hey, what's going on? Today I want to do something a little different. I want to focus on some key mindsets that stop a lot of people from improving their diet and their health. And I want to share some crucial tools that will help you start moving in the right direction, eating healthier, and being healthier today. Now, 7 years ago, I was a little lost. I was getting out of shape, my blood work was slowly getting worse, and I often felt tired and low energy. Now, the crazy thing is, I thought I was doing everything right. I didn't smoke, I exercised regularly, and I thought I was eating healthy food. I was like, I guess it's just normal aging. But then I learned more about nutrition, and I really started eating healthy food. Fast forward 7 years. I'm gonna be 42 in a few months. I have more energy than ever, and I'm leaner now than I was in my 20s. But more important than any of that, I am healthier. I have the cholesterol levels of a teenager. I never get sick now. Just kidding. The changes I made, anyone can do. Getting sicker and losing vitality in your 30s, 40s, and beyond is not our fate. It depends on our lifestyle choices, on our behavior. And it's not our fault. We're not being taught this stuff. These are critical life skills. I meet a ton of people who want to eat healthier and be healthier, but they don't know where to start, so they do nothing. We get overwhelmed. We say things like, I want to eat healthier, but I like candy too much. I could never be a vegetarian because I love meat too much. I don't look like that model over there, so I just won't do anything at all. It's like we're standing at the foot of a huge mountain looking at the top and going, wow, that's far. Way to psych ourselves out. But what if instead of looking at the top of the mountain, we look down? How many people could take that first step? 100%. Now, this is probably sounding like woo-woo or some motivational speaker BS to a lot of you, but honestly, this was the key for me, taking that first step. For me, it was cutting out red meat. For you, it might be something completely different. What matters is not so much what you do, but that you actually take action and do it. We tend to think these small changes don't matter. It's all or nothing. People focus all on the huge end goals. I gotta lose 50 pounds by Christmas. I gotta get that raging 12-pack. But the truth is that first small change turned things around for me. The perfect can be the enemy of the good. So we need to forget perfect for now and just look down. Focus on that first step. I'm not trying to go all Tony Robbins on you, and this is a science channel after all, so here's some evidence. A large Harvard study found that eating 5% less saturated fat was associated with a 25% lower chance of heart disease. Think about that for a second. 5% less saturated fat, 25% less heart disease. 5%. That's nothing. That's 1/20th of your plate. If you had one plant-based meal a week out of 21 meals, one is plants, that's 5%. Or maybe you eat a slightly smaller steak and you add a little bit of beans instead, that's 5%. Or maybe you replace the butter on your bread with an avocado spread or a peanut butter, that could be 5%. Those are just random examples. The exact change is less important. What matters is that you commit to something specific and you put it into action. I'm going to give you another striking scientific example in a second, but before we get to that, I suggest you pause the video and decide right now what is your first step going to be. It doesn't need to be something big. In fact, it's better if it's something small and doable, something that you're sure that you can do today and stick with. It's not about knowing what to do. It's about doing what we already know. It's about taking action. Now, here's the secret. Maybe you make that first change and you stay there. And that's okay. That's already a huge improvement and it can have a great impact on your life. But maybe you keep going. Maybe that first change builds momentum. That's what happened to me. I started with a typical Western diet full of unhealthy foods, and that first change just provided fuel, and I just kept replacing with healthier and healthier options and just never stopped. Now, some people will want to keep going and will go 100%. Others will just want to go 50% or 25 or 10%. The process is exactly the same. It starts with that first small change. Now, I promised you another scientific example, so here it is. This massive study looked at over 100,000 people and their dietary habits. They found that eating more fruits and vegetables was associated with a lower risk of mortality. No surprise there. But they were able to break it down to single servings. And they found that adding a single daily serving of fruits and vegetables was, in many cases, able to reduce mortality rate. So that's how simple your first step can be. Maybe you don't eat that much fruit right now and you decide you're going to start eating one extra piece a day. Or maybe you're going to have a small salad with lunch. Or maybe you're going to cut back on something unhealthy that you're currently eating. We can all make improvements. Just make sure it's something specific and doable and that you put it into action, starting today. And while we're on the topic of taking action, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos, and I'll see you on the next one.